Alrighty, Chef Buck here, and today we're cooking up a super delicioso crispy chicken wing recipe. This is kind of a salt and pepper style. You know, when you go to an Asian restaurant and they've got the salt and pepper chicken, or they have the salt and peppered calamari, when it's kind of deep fried and then tossed with some salt and pepper and some seasonings. You know, this is kind of a variation on that, but it's a little bit healthier because we're gonna bake it. You know, and you can bake chicken wings and, you know, they'll come out pretty crispy, you know, if you coat them in a little bit of baking powder. You know, you don't have nearly the mess as when you're deep frying them. But go ahead and stick around. We're going to cook these up. And I bought some wings, but I also bought some little drumettes too, because you can buy them already cut up, or if you just prefer one cut over another. But Camera Girl likes the drumettes, and I kind of like the flats. But to process your wing, as they say in the biz, you just want to cut it between the joint. You know, your knife will find an easy path in there. Boom. And that's going to separate the drumette from the flat. And then you can do the same thing with the flat and the tip. You know, you don't have to do it all macho like I did it right then. But however you say, ooh, that looks unappealing, doesn't it? We'll just turn that over so it doesn't look all Freddy Kruegerish. But we're gonna save this tip. You know, I'm not gonna waste this. I'll throw this in a bowl. We'll take our drumettes and our flats and we'll throw them in a pan. But I'll just go ahead and process up the rest of my wings here real quick. Boom, boom, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Alrighty, I got all my wing tips chopped off, and I'll just use these at some later time, you know, to flavor up a soup. I've got my drumettes and I got my flats all chopped up. You know, I patted this all dry with a paper towel, and now I'm ready to mix up my coating. We're gonna mix up a very simple coating. Number one thing we're gonna put in here is a little bit of baking powder, and this is a mixture of cornstarch and baking soda, but it's mostly cornstarch. To that I'm gonna add some salt and pepper. Boom, nice little seasoning there. But I'm also going to add some chipotle. But you can use regular chili powder, you can use paprika, whatever you like. But I got some of that, some turmeric, some onion powder, some garlic powder. But use whatever kind of seasonings you prefer. And adjust the heat as you like it. But I'm going to go ahead and mix up these dry ingredients. So I've got my chicken parts all cut up here. So now I'm just going to coat it lightly with this mixture here. And I don't have any oil on here, because we don't need it, because we got the skin. We're leaving the skin on the chicken, so that'll crisp up. But that's plenty of fat, so we don't need to add any oil. So just go ahead and put your hands in there and get everything mixed up very well. And you can go lighter and heavier on the seasoning, whatever you like. But I like lots of seasoning, and I like lots of flavor, so don't be shy with it. And that's really all we need to do to prepare these chicken wings. And that baking powder, you know, having that baking soda and that cornstarch on here is going to really help to dry it out and crisp it up. You know, I like to cook the wings on a wire rack. That way the heat can circulate around the wings while they're cooking. I'm going to go ahead and give it a spray here so that it doesn't stick so much to my rack. And I got quite a few pieces here, because there's no point in doing it if you don't have quite a few pieces. You know, don't just cook up, you know, 6 or 12 of these things, because they're going to go so fast. You're going to be sad and lonely. You know, you're going to run out of them too quick. Alrighty, it's like doing a Rubik's Cube, you know, trying to fit all these on here. At least it's like a Rubik's Cube for me, because I ain't all that smart, you know. Boom, boom, boom. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and slide them in the oven at 425 degrees. We're going to let them cook for about 20 minutes, and then I'm going to pull them out and flip them. I'm not sure how this angle is going to look. So they've been in the oven for about 20 minutes. Just that little bit of turmeric adds a lot of color to it. But we're going to go ahead and give them a turn. And they're still kind of plump, but after I turn them, I'm going to throw them back in the oven. I'm going to let them cook for another 20 minutes. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull them out and flip them again. But they'll be smaller next time, you know, because some of this fat in this skin is going to start to cook off and drip off. And they're actually going to shrink up a little bit. And they'll get a lot crispier. Now we'll slide them back in the oven and let them go for 20 more minutes. And while my wings bake away in the oven, I'm going to go ahead and prepare my my little seasoning topping that we're going to toss our wings with. So I got a little bit of coconut oil, and I'm going to melt that. And you want to be sure and use a non-stick skillet. Otherwise it's going to be quite a little bit of a mess. And we don't want to let it get too hot, so medium's just hot enough. And we're going to go ahead and start to cook up our little seasoning topping for our wings. And the first thing I'm going to throw in here is some jalapeno peppers. And I got these nice and chopped up. This is a whole jalapeno, pretty good size one. But put as much heat as you like in here. If you don't have fresh jalapeno, you can always use red pepper flakes. And I'm also going to add some green onion bottoms. You know, I've got the tops. I've already chopped those up and put them in the fridge. And I'm going to use those later. Add to it after everything's cooked up. I'm just cooking the bottoms here. I'm going to go ahead and let these peppers and green onions saute up here for just 2 or 3 minutes all on their lonesome. And then I'm going to throw in a colossal amount of garlic. I got like a whole bulb of garlic right here. You know, this is like 12 or 13 cloves. That's a lot of flavor. But we're going to continue cooking this for a few minutes till our garlic starts to brown up a little bit. Alrighty, so I'm going to let my garlic cook up there with my onions and hot peppers. And I got the temperature just a little bit shy of medium. But you know, make sure you don't have it too hot, because you want this to take a little bit of time to color up. And while that's happening, boom, I'm going to go ahead and give this cilantro a rough chop. And it's a lot of cilantro, but it's really going to make this seasoning mix. If you don't like cilantro, you don't have to use it. You can just use the pepper and garlic. But if you're a fan of cilantro, definitely give this a try and use a lot of it. Now I'm going to fill up my skillet with this cilantro. But this cilantro is going to cook down to nothing. You know, we're going to cook all the moisture out of this cilantro. It's also going to help our garlic from getting overcooked. And it's going to hardly be anything in this skillet when we're through. It's just going to be a bunch of flavor. Alrighty, so I'm going to toss a little bit of salt in here. Boom, and then we're going to throw in a little bit of black pepper. And I still got this here on medium-low. You just got to be patient when cooking this stuff down. It's going to take about 15 minutes, but that's okay because, you know, it takes time for your chicken wings to cook. So this is something to do while your wings are cooking. Alrighty, so they cooked for 20 minutes, and then we turned them, and now they cooked for 20 more. So we're going to go ahead and turn them one more time. Boy, they got a great color already. So we gave them a second turn. Now we're going to slide them back in the oven and let them go for the final 20 minutes. Alright, we'll set our timer for that final 20 minutes. Depending on the size of your chicken pieces, you know, sometimes they're just regular size wings and sometimes they're colossal steroid chicken wings. And we'll keep an eye on our seasoning, our little wing topping here. Alright, so I've had this cilantro, garlic, hot pepper mixture cooking all together for about 20 minutes now. And it's dried out quite a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and take it off the heat. And I got about 12 minutes left on my wings. So as soon as my wings are finished, I'm going to pull those out of the oven and toss them with this little seasoning mixture. Alrighty, so our last 20 minutes is up. So it's been 1 hour of cooking time all together. And these things are piping hot, you know, super crispy, super flavorful. You can eat them just like this. I mean, these are nice baked crispy chicken wings. Or you could toss them with a kind of a traditional buffalo type hot sauce, you know, make some buffalo wings. But we're going to toss them with our little bit of cilantro and garlic and hot pepper that we've cooked here. And it's going to be more like you would get in a Chinese restaurant. So now my wings are still super duper hot, but I've had them sitting for a few moments. You know, they're nice and crispy. So we got our big bowl of crispy baked wings, and I'm just going to take this seasoning spice mixture that we made and just throw it all in here. Then we're just going to go ahead and get it mixed up. Then we'll go ahead and pour it out on a fancy pants plate. You know, if you like going out to a Chinese restaurant, you know, some Asian type restaurant, and ordering the salt and pepper chicken wings, then you're really going to like this dish here. So go ahead and give this recipe a try. You know, you can print the recipe at myfoodchannel.com. You know, you can print all our recipes there. I got a link down below. You know, follow us on Facebook and all those thingamabobs. You know, definitely give the recipe a try and let us know what you think. And we'll see you in the future.